Good, happy Wednesday evening, March 18, 2020. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Wednesday evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Wednesday evening, so let's get started. First up, coronavirus live update. 135 dead in U.S. Italy fatalities continue to soar. Coronavirus has spread to all 50 states, Washington, D.C., and Puerto Rico. An outbreak of the novel coronavirus that began in China about 3 months ago has now infected more than 7,300 people across all 50 states, Washington, D.C., and Puerto Rico. COVID-19, a respiratory illness which began in China about 3 months ago, has killed at least 135 people in the United States, according to Newscast. The disease has spread to every continent except Antarctica, infecting more than 214,000 people globally and killing over 8,700, according to data compiled by the Center for Systems Science and Engineering at Johns Hopkins University. The government around the world have implemented travel restrictions, border closures, and lockdowns in an effort to slow the spread. Today's biggest developments. 10 new deaths in Seattle area. Virus now present in all European countries. All UK schools to close. Italy's death toll continues to rise. And US closing border with Canada. And we're getting breaking news just coming into our newsroom right now. We can tell you that 13 more COVID-19 tests announced in New Hampshire. 2 hospitalized, DHHS says. New patients are all adults, officials say. Officials with the Department of Health and Human Services announced on Wednesday 13 new presumptive COVID-19 tests in New Hampshire positive. Health officials said all of the new patients are adults from Hillsborough, Rockingham, Carroll, Belmont, and Merrimack counties. In all, 39 patients have been diagnosed with COVID-19 in the Granite State. There are 2 patients hospitalized to be treated for the coronavirus symptoms. They are in stable conditions, officials said. The other 37 patients are isolating at home. New patients from Carroll and Merrimack counties had no identified risk factors, which included direct contact with a COVID-19 patient or travel to an affected region of the country or world. Officials said these particular cases indicate community-based transmission of COVID-19. Community-based transmission of coronavirus has been identified in Carroll, Rockingham, Grafton, and Merrimack counties. Thousands of unemployment applications filled as state expands eligibility. Benefits available to people who lose income because of COVID-19. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Why choose Century Roofing? You've met my team, the best in the business. Is a lifetime warranty good enough for you? And payment options, financing is available, and we accept all credit cards.
Century Roofing, we got you covered.
At New Hampshire unemployment offices, the doors are closed to the public, part of the effort to stop the spread of COVID-19. But that doesn't mean they're closed for business.
All claims can go right to our website. The website is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
At a call center, they're directing people in how to file their claims after Governor Sununu expanded unemployment benefits to those traditionally not eligible for unemployment.
So individuals that file for one of these COVID-19 related scenarios are going to be notified of their eligibility. Most cases, they're going to be determined eligible, and then they're going to be instructed on how to go about filing that weekly claim that will trigger their payments during the time that they are temporarily out of work.
As for what people should have as they start to file,
they just need to have their most recent tax filing information. We'll get that wage information and earnings information from them, and then they'll answer some additional questions.
However, some people are getting frustrated, unable to get through on the website despite repeatedly trying.
We're making changes here to redirect resources so that we're opening up that pipe, if you will, to make sure that folks that are trying to file, that they're able to do that.
Again, if you have questions, don't go to the office because they are closed to the public. Instead, go to the website or call the number, the helpline, both of those you see on the screen. You can also go to our website, WMUR.com, for more information. Reporting live in Concord, Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Manchester seeks donations of cleaning products for firefighters and police officers. City says it's running out of supplies. Can't find more to buy. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
At Beltate's, customers will find everything they need for a building project. The brand names you trust to perform. And with a fleet of over 50 delivery vehicles, we deliver when and where our customers need them. Beltate's Building Products. 9 locations throughout New Hampshire and Massachusetts.
And just in this noon, a plea from the city of Manchester for cleaning supplies and hand sanitizer for those needed to work during the crisis. Mayor Joyce Craig is asking anyone who has extra hand sanitizer, cleaning wipes, disinfectant spray, or other bleach-based cleaning products to donate them at the Central Fire Station on Merrimack Street. She says they need them for Manchester's essential employees like crews on garbage detail.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New emergency order allows for beer, wine takeout sales, facilitate remote learning. Governor issues order aimed at expanding access to telehealth services. Governor Chris Sununu issued emergency orders Wednesday to allow restaurants to sell takeout or delivery beer and wine, and to make it easier for schools to teach students remotely and for residents to access telehealth services. The order was issued as part of the governor's emergency declaration to respond to the threat of COVID-19. Governor Sununu orders Cannon Mountain to close after Wednesday. Governor ordering ski area to close operation in coronavirus. New Hampshire's governor ordered Cannon Mountain Ski Resort to cease operation at close of business on Wednesday. The push for the ski area to close comes amid growing concerns over the spread of COVID-19. Coronavirus in Massachusetts. Wednesday, March 18th update. New cases 38. Total cases 256. And source under investigation 95. Local grocery retail stores announced new hours on limits purchases. Let's take a look at those new hours. Market Basket, beginning Thursday, March 19th, stores will only open to those 60 and over from 5:30 a.m. to 7 a.m. on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. All customers are invited to shop Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Sunday 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Coronavirus cases in Maine increase. Governor Mills announced new restrictions.
Emergency legislation that Governor Mills has signed will put $73 million toward combating the coronavirus outbreak.
And I'm pleased to sign this on March 18th.
The bill is made up of several items. One of the biggest is expanding unemployment insurance benefits to include workers in quarantine. The governor also switched her tone from recommending bars and restaurants to close to prohibiting dine-in for 2 weeks starting this evening.
I do not take these steps lightly. Maine's businesses and their workers are the backbone of our economy.
She encourages people to continue to support local business through the purchase of takeout and keep up with social distancing.
It's on my mind every day. It's on everybody's minds. And we have to take it day to day, see how long this is going to be before we flatten that curve, save people's lives first and foremost.
The governor also prohibits gatherings of more than 10 people for social reasons, excluding instances where people are not able to work remotely. Of the positive cases, 4 people are hospitalized, and one of the first people to test positive for the virus has now recovered. In Augusta, I'm Talia Clark for WMTW News 8.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. NASDAQ, New York Stock Exchange trading floor closing will move to all electronic trading. And now let's take a look at your U.S. stock market and see how your U.S. stock market closed for this Wednesday evening. And here's a look at that U.S. stock market for all of you this Wednesday evening. Dow drops 1,300 points. S&P 500 loses 5% as the coronavirus market sell-off reaches new low. Stocks tumbled on Wednesday, reaching a new coronavirus crisis low as investors worried about the economic damage from the pandemic. America shuts down shelter-in-place orders in coronavirus. Let's take a listen to that video from Good Morning America /ABC News.
Major cities across the country are looking more like ghost towns. We're so used to seeing LA's famous bumper-to-bumper traffic, but take a look at this LA freeway during rush hour yesterday. virtually empty compared to what it's usually like in New York's Grand Central Terminal. Normally the busy gateway to the city is almost empty during this new era.
Here is what we know right now. The mayor here in New York City is warning that a shelter-in-place order could take hold in the next day or two. Businesses across the country forced to shut their doors, already leading to absolutely stunning increases on unemployment claims. 7 times last week's rate in Ohio. So many came to New Jersey that the system crashed. The White House and Congress are working on a massive stimulus package to address this, likely more than $1 trillion with direct payments to Americans. And the virus now in all 50 states. There are now more than 6,400 cases in the U.S. That number is going to skyrocket as more tests take place. So far, 108 deaths.
We're going to talk live to an emergency room doctor in Seattle in just a moment. But we're going to begin our coverage. Whit Johnson is outside here in Times Square for us. Good morning, Whit.
Robin, good morning to you. The mayor says he expects to see thousands of new cases by next week, and it could be up to 10,000 not long after that. But you can already see the impact here in Times Square, eerily empty, and now the possibility of even more painful restrictions. Overnight, the mayor of the nation's largest city doubling down, warning New Yorkers of a possible order to shelter in place.
This is moving very fast. We should all be very concerned about how we find a way to slow down the trajectory of this virus. The idea of shelter in place has to be considered now.
Details of what that could mean for the city's nearly 9 million residents still unclear. The Port Authority, which operates the city's mass transit, telling ABC News the airports are open and will continue to be. Governor Cuomo now trying to dispel fears.
There is not going to be any quarantine. No one is going to lock you in your home. That's not going to happen.
The San Francisco Bay Area already taking similar drastic steps to slow the pandemic, completing another night under its shelter-in-place order. Shops locked up, normally bustling streets now oddly quiet. Nearly 7 million people told to stay home for at least 3 weeks.
It's a little freaky and scary.
It feels like nobody can help each other.
I think people are genuinely scared.
And California's governor now warning parents it could be months before kids are back in school.
It's unlikely that many of these schools, few if any, will open before the summer break.
Parents already trying to adjust to the new normal.
We've been basically alternating primary caregiver with this little one during the day.
A lot of families are really in a difficult spot right now.
At least 22 states activating the National Guard. The Navy preparing to send 2 hospital ships to both coasts to handle overflow. Each ship can treat up to 1,000 patients. This as President Trump is urging people to stay inside and limit contact.
We're asking everyone to work at home if possible, postpone unnecessary travel, and limit social gatherings to no more than 10 people. By making shared sacrifices and temporary changes, we can protect the health of our people and we can protect our economy, because I think our economy will come back very rapidly.
Gloves, gowns, face shields, goggles.
And we're hearing of new dramatic measures medical professionals are taking so they don't put patients or their own families at risk.
I have my own little kitchen.
Dr. Joseph Jones, an emergency medicine physician, says he's self-isolating from his own family, moving into his basement apartment.
I got called to the front lines of a war. And just as the troops had to be away from their families, I'm going to be down here while I fight this COVID-19.
As health officials attempt to slow the spread, another blow to the NBA. The Brooklyn Nets reporting that 4 of their players have tested positive for COVID-19, but only 1 is showing symptoms.
Chance for Kevin Durant.
Megastar Kevin Durant traded over the summer from the Warriors to the Nets, revealing he's one of those players, telling ABC News he's fine, and writing, "Everyone be careful, take care of yourself, and quarantine. We're going to get through this." Back here in New York City, the mayor says any shelter-in-place order would have to be done in partnership with the state, but he's mostly worried about food for millions of people in this city. He says that they'd have to set up some type of mass feeding operation. We do expect a decision within the next 48 hours, and we're already partway there. George?
We are in a brand new world right now. Okay, Whit, thanks very much.
Well, hey there, GMA.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your evening, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another newscast. The 11 News Report coming up in a little bit. Good night and bye, everyone.